Hello guys, today we are going to start Palo Alto Firewall. So what basically the Palo Alto Firewall is, let's try to understand. So before understanding the Palo Alto Firewall, let's focus on the firewalls. So you might have gone through the CCNA and we have a router here, and what this router does, it helps to forward the traffic from one network to another network. We are having a routing table here, and based on the routing table it sends the packets here to here, or if we have another network 3, it sends the traffic from here to there or reverse direction. Similarly it helps. So this controls the traffic in layer 3. The same scenario is with the switch. If we have any switch here and we have the different VLANs, right? So the traffic is sent on the same network. So in this case, this is all in the same network. So in fact, I should have told layer 2 first. So what the switch does, it within the same network, it sends the packet but on the same VLAN. Let us suppose this is on VLAN 1. This is also on VLAN 1. Then it will send the traffic. But if two ports, they are in the VLAN 2, then they will communicate with each other. So that's what it is happening in layer 2 and layer 3, right? So this is the functions of the switches and the router. What happened, or what is our requirement, that I was quite happy in the scenario of this router. Our traffic was traveling here to there, but if we want to control the traffic, controlling of the traffic can be done in the layer 3 routers. Basically we can take the help of Cisco routers or some other routers. We are having a name as access control list. Sometimes we also call it as ACL, right? Short form is ACL. So like in the Juniper or other routers, they are having this similar concept but with some other names, but the feature is same. Like we can control the traffic based on its IP address and its port number. It means that whenever the traffic is arriving, we can filter out the traffic that okay, this IP address 10.1.1.1 to allow to go to this interface, while the IP address 10.1.1.2 is not allowed to go to the internet. Not internet, basically to the another network. It likes anything like from one interface to another interface. We can set a control. So there's two ways to control. The one is IP address, what I have just told you, that this IP address is allowed and this is not allowed. Similar concept we can have for the port number. It can be for the source port number or for the destination port number. Similarly, whatever I told, that was for the source IP address, but the similar concept can be used for the destination IP address, that this user, or in fact this machine, is not allowed to connect destination IP address 192, let's suppose 200.200.200.1. So the similar concept we can have, like based on the source and destination IP address, or our source and destination port numbers, our traffic is allowed or denied. So as this was quite overloaded, right, because this router is doing our L3 part, we are having a routing table and the packet is being forwarded based on the routing tables. But if we also configure the access controller or ACL, so the same router is doing the two jobs. So what happens that this our router gets overburdened. So the RAM and CPU uses are quite high. So we can do like implement the another router for that functionality. But the better way is that we can implement a firewall separately. Means the let the router do its own job, that was forwarding of the packets based on routing table from one network to another network, and this filtering part, controlling of the traffic, let's do it via firewall. So what we do, we implement a router here. After a router, we install a firewall. So our router will be forwarding traffic, and now this control will be done via this firewall. So that's how we implement. Now the question comes that what exactly firewall can do, right? So now I'm quite confident you know that what exactly firewall is doing. So basically the job of our firewall is to control the traffic. Control. So controlling just on IP address and the port number is the concept of our legacy firewall. Now question comes that what is next generation firewall, and this is very important question, and most of the time interviewer ask that. First question what they ask what is the difference between the legacy firewall and the next generation firewalls. Another question in reference to the Palo Alto, is PA a legacy firewall or it is a next generation firewall? So legacy firewalls are the firewalls which gives you a control up to L4. L4 means layer 4, and that I'm talking about the OSI layer, right? Below layer 4. Okay, OSI model I'm talking about. So in that case, you are having control up to the IP address and the port numbers only. Above that means that you don't have any control for the application layer. Means that firewall is not able to understand that if you are able to access the google.com, or you are accessing any malicious website, or you are accessing any adult content, or you are accessing any news website, that this firewall, legacy firewall, is not able to understand, or it is not able to identify that one. So this feature is controlled or introduced in the next generation firewall, and this firewall, next generation firewalls, are having control up to application layer. Means that our firewall will come to know that you are accessing which of the website. You can allow or deny based on the URL. So we can say this feature as a URL filtering. So URL filtering feature is available here. You can block or deny the traffic based on the different file types. So we can say the file blocking is allowed. Like sometimes what happens that you download any malicious content that is having .exe file, and that software is not intended for your machine, and it steals some of the information or some unwanted things it is doing. So you can block, like .exe is not allowed. Or if your organization wants, or you want that you don't want to download the PDF, right? So you can block the PDF, or you can do reverse wise. You can just allow PDF only, and you can block the remaining files. So there are different extension of the files. You can just do these things, or you can allow inspection of the traffic in the firewall, right? So these type of things it is doing. So basically our this Palo Alto firewalls falls in this category, next generation firewall. So the answer of your question in the interview, that what is the legacy firewall, what is the next generation firewall, and what is the difference between them. Another question was, is Palo Alto is a legacy firewall or next generation firewall? Now you are able to answer that question. And I have given multiple interviews. That's why I'm telling you with my experience that what questions are being asked. So in the entire course, I will be telling you the content, that what will be telling you. On the same time, I will also be telling you that what are the questions are going to be asked in the interviews. Is that topic relevant or not? So this is it in about the introduction of the firewalls, and let's see the GUI of our firewall, that what exactly it looks like. So for this lab demonstration, whatever I will be showing you, I will be using our EVNG setup. So this I have installed as VMware Workstation EVNG. So for that one, first I have installed VMware Workstation, and inside that VMware Workstation, I have installed the image of EVNG community so that you can download from EVNG website. And once the EVNG setup is done, inside that EVNG, I have fetched the images of the different routers and the firewalls. Let us suppose we are having this type of setup, right? So I have the images of like checkpoint security gateway, Cisco ASA. This is I think L3, L2 and L3 switch. So such type of things I'm having. So this is Palo Alto Firewall. I have connected it via a Windows machine through management interface, and I will be opening this machine so that I can access the GUI. So configuration things I'm not telling you, I will be coming up later on. I just open it to see the GUI of the Palo Alto. So this is the login page of Palo Alto. So in the coming sessions, we will covering up that how to configure the interfaces and all. So that's how our GUI looks like, right? I always click on the do not show, but it always shows this message. So that's how the dashboard looks like. It tells you the general information, that what is the device name. So this is our virtual machine, what is the management IP address and all. VM information, right? We are having the different tabs like dashboard here, ACC, monitor, policies, objects, networks and devices. It just tells you that VM license as well. So that's the problem I will be facing here, that I don't have the license for this Palo Alto Firewall, because that's quite costly, around 40K something. So it's really difficult to arrange that one, but still I'm trying to do that. If I'm able to get the license, I will be demonstrating you with the license. Else that does not restrict us from doing a lot of things. The only restrictions are there, that we cannot see the logs, and some of the I think URL options are not available. So I will see that there are the very limited features which are not, but only the logs is the major feature that we cannot see. Another options we can have, like let's go one by one. For in the device tab, we are having this type of these many of options, like what is the high availability configuration, password profiles, administrators, admin roles, like username and password setup, that things we can do. In the network tabs, as the name clearly tells that what basically the networks means. So like we can configure our interfaces, zones, VLANs and all. We can also configure like global protect, that is basically the VPN, remote VPN we can say, for this Palo Alto Firewall. We can configure the IPsec tunnels, that is site to site VPN, that can also be done. So these are options are available under the network tab. Objects are basically the grouping of the IP addresses that we can use for the different purposes, and here we also are having the options of URL filtering, file blocking, anti-spyware, antivirus blocking, URL category. That we will everything we will come up one by one, but I'm just guiding you that what options are available on which site. So this is the important thing, policies, that basically we set up that which of the traffic you want to allow or deny based on the zones, based on the IP addresses, source IP address, and user identity is also available for this Palo Alto Firewall. So based on the user, we can segregate the traffic, that for this user you want to allow the traffic, for another users you don't want to allow. So that's how it is our Another tab is our monitor. So in the monitoring tabs we can have the logs here. So as of now there's nothing here. So this is the limited features in the license. Without license we will not able to see any logs in this window, but for alternate we will be having this session browser option available, so that will solve out our purposes. Okay, we will take the help of session browser. These are options are available in the monitoring tabs like user ID, alarms and all, so that we will see. Another thing is like ACC. So this is basically configured in the monitor mode, but not monitor mode. In fact, we should say that this is like tap mode. Whenever we configure, will come up that what exactly this is, and dashboard we have already seen. So that's how the GUI looks like. We will start one by one that what they are. So but before that one I will take that what are the things we are going to cover in this course. Okay, so that's it for this one. Let's come up with the next video that I will tell you that what exactly which topics we are going to cover in this series. All right guys, see you soon in the next session.